everyone. Just leaving the Raven. And we're off to Llangollen. The Raven Cafe, not too far from Market Drayton, Whitchurch. Let's just wait for this traffic. Here we go, on the T120 Triumph. Visor down. Okie dokie. Frozen shoulder. Has anybody ever any experience of having frozen shoulder, or is it just me? Put your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like if you enjoy the video. Comment on the subject if you've got any experience of this, either directly or indirectly. And we'll take it from there. Don't forget to turn notifications off so you can see future content. So, at the moment, right now, I've got a bit of a problem with my left shoulder. I think it's muscular. I'm hoping it's muscular. I think it's muscular. I'm not sure if it's frozen shoulder, but in 2017, 2018, I started with frozen shoulder in my left shoulder. It became most apparent when I started living in Qatar. When I lived in Doha in Qatar, I was working over there. And it was incredibly painful. And then after about 2 more years, 2020, it then moved over to my right shoulder. And ultimately, in 2022, that's 4 years, I sort of went away, and I'd had a bit of muscular loss from that experience, which wasn't great, due to the nature of the work I was doing and things like that. I tried to hide it as best as I could, because when you're working in Qatar, they don't want anybody that's ill. So I did hide it. So ultimately, I had frozen shoulder. It was incredibly painful, and from a medical perspective, there was nothing anybody could do. Simple exercises, and that was absolutely useless. Now apparently, the majority of the time, and I'm talking a high percentage, it's only men that get it. And I'm wondering, has anybody else experienced this? And from a medical perspective, there's not a lot of understanding of why this happens and how it comes about, or even how to cure it. It just takes a long time, and your own body has to cure it itself. So I'm hoping this left shoulder that I've currently got now is not the start again of frozen shoulder. Fortunately, I work from home, and my meetings are generally on Microsoft Teams or other video solutions, so I can cover the pain that this brings on. Now, it's such a sharp pain, it's quite unbelievable. It's enough to stop you in your tracks and it takes your breath away. Does this remind anyone on the channel of a similar experience? You know, if I was a plumber or an electrician or something like that, I would be quite concerned. But I'm not. I work on a computer keyboard, and there's very little heavy lifting for me. In fact, the heaviest lifting is the motorcycle. Just come down to 50. Has anybody else had experience of frozen shoulder? Yeah, it's interesting stuff. It's quite... the pain is so distracting that it stops you from thinking in a logical way and whatever. It really is distracting. And you're constantly protecting that shoulder from any sharp, sudden movements. So if you've had an experience of this, let me know. Put it in the comments below, or you can just email me at richard.bamforth@gmail.com of your experiences. And if you've got a solution to it, what did you do? Now, fortunately, when the arm is in a stable position, like my arm is right now, my left arm, the pain isn't particularly bad. But as soon as you move it in a quick, positive action, the pain becomes excruciating. To stop you from doing whatever you're doing, and it also takes your breath away. Well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that. And if you've got a solution to this, because from a medical perspective, there's not a lot that's available on it. And what I've tried hasn't... well, it may have been successful and I've not realised it, but it hasn't been immediately successful, shall I say. But, you know, when I've spoken to other people, they've never heard of it, frozen shoulder. I've researched it, and there is information on the internet, but people don't know about it. And I do know that when I was in that period of time in 2017-18, it was a highly stressful situation, highly stressful, personally stressful, rather than from a work perspective. The work was easy, but for, you know, from a personal perspective. Is that a kitten? It is. Is it a Reliant kitten? Wow. You don't see many of those around. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that one. So, off to Llangollen. Let's see what we're doing. I suspect I'll be going up to the Ponderosa. Or a coffee and see what's up there. It's currently July, it must be about, it's July the 14th, Sunday, July the 14th in the UK, and we should be in summer, and we are obviously not. We are obviously not. The weather in the UK has not been that great from a summer perspective. All interesting stuff. I'm using the Carpio Ride. If you've got this far, probably not. And as you can see, it's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. The navigation on it is great. All it is a screen emulator from your phone. And look in the description, and there is an affiliate link to this and the Cyplus air pump for the tyres. Don't forget to use the code Richard Bamforth if you're ordering, because you will get discount. And this model is the Carpio Ride W702. It's a 7-inch screen, and it just fits neatly in between the bars of this T120. And I've positioned it in such a way that I can put the fly screen on the bike if I need to this September, when I think I'm going back over to France. So this Carpio Ride will be coming over to France and helping on the navigation as we go to France. I think we're going to France. We'll either go to France or we'll go to Scotland for a long weekend. You can see Andy behind me. He's on his T120. Yeah? And both of us will be shooting off for a long weekend, as I said, either to France or Scotland or somewhere like that. We'll be using, he's ordering his stuff for a top box for his T120, and we will be using the Oxford 50 litre roll bikes as part of luggage. So I won't be taking the Lomo throwovers, won't be taking the panniers, although they are fantastic. I'll be using the Oxford 50 litre. And we'll be testing that out. Can't wait, can't wait. I hope this shoulder rectifies itself. It doesn't wholly feel like frozen shoulder. It feels similar to it, but not wholly. And I hope it's just I've pulled a muscle in my shoulder, or I'm sleeping on my left hand side too much. Or maybe I'm just getting old. I'm 57 now. Maybe a bit of, I don't know, arthritis, I don't know. Something like that's coming through. Anyway, if you've got any comments on frozen shoulder or anything about the video or the channel or myself, just throw them in, or you can send me an email directly to richard.bamforth@gmail.com. That email address is on the channel homepage on YouTube, if you didn't hear me correctly. So just go to the homepage of the channel and you can see my email address there. Feel free to reach out. Send some photographs of your bikes and I'll put them up on some of the videos of the future. Or send me some stories. Any stories about anything that you're happy to have publicised to the internet. It's a beautiful ride. This T120 rides like a dream. It really does. It really, really does. if you're thinking about a T120, go to your local dealership and take one out for a ride. The prices are now coming down due to the cost of living. The prices of second-hand machines are starting to normalise again. So, negotiate hard with the seller. If you're buying a second-hand bike. Oops. Andy's there. Don't forget, the affiliate links are in the description for the Car Pure Ride W702 and the Cyplus air pump. There's also links to the reviews on these products, so you should have a look. And I do get a small payment off those two businesses. I do get a small payment, so there's the disclaimer. But that small payment helps to buy equipment to fund the channel. Thank you very much to Albert, who gave me a super thanks of $1.99 for a coffee. There we are. There's Andy. Thank you. That's the very first super thanks I've ever had. Thank you, Albert. I will remember you for eternity. I'll speak to you soon. Safe riding. Be kind to everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Give it a like if you enjoyed the video and it meant something to you. Don't forget to comment. I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.